Hi, today is May 6th, 2026, and here are my poems for the day. The first one is poem number 698 for the year, The Banana Awaits Its Fate. The bananas are free for anyone who wants one, but no one wants that ugly, bruised one. Humans have evolved to shun such fruit because fruit that looks rotten on the outside may well be rotten on the inside. We have evolved to judge certain books and certain bananas by their covers, and so the badly bruised banana awaits its fate, which at this point will probably not involve being eaten. Poem number 699, Old Banana. There once was an ugly banana, ugly because it was old, but fortunately the banana was also very wealthy and could afford cutting-edge treatments such as partial epigenetic reprogramming, and new instructions were given to the tiny cluster of molecules that sat on the banana's DNA. And now the ugly banana is no longer an ugly banana. Now the ugly banana is a beautiful swan. Poem number 700. The Swan That Once Was a Banana. The swan that once was a banana retained many banana-esque tendencies for much of its early existence. She had learned how to shed the desire to be unpeeled. She had learned to get over the fact that she no longer felt or smelled like a banana. And she had learned to swim, which took some doing. And of course she had learned how to mate for life. Bananas don't mate at all, but swans mate for life. Eventually, the swan that once was a banana unlearned all of the things a banana does and learned all of the things that a swan does. And most of all, the swan learned to appreciate that being a swan that once was a banana was much better than being a banana that once was a swan. Poem number 701, The Banana That Once Was a Swan. There were many memories that the banana that once was a swan had that made the banana very sad. But there was one thing that the banana believed it ought to be grateful for, that although for the rest of its existence it would pine for the swan that it once loved, it knew that it had experienced something that probably no other banana ever had: eternal, requited, and transcendent love. And the last poem of the day, poem number 702, If Ever There Was a Reason. People thought that he was insane for throwing a party for bananas and swans, but he hoped that perhaps by some miracle, if a banana that had once been a swan came to the party and could perhaps be reunited with the swan to which it had been mated for life, and if that swan recognized the banana as her lost love, and if that swan had been granted 3 wishes by some magical wish-granting frog or toad or wizard, and if that swan had managed not to squander all of her wishes, and if she had at least 1 wish left, then she could wish that the banana be restored to its former swan self. Then the two could then live as they were meant to live, happily ever after. It was a very long shot, of course, but if ever there was a reason to throw a party for swans and bananas, that had to be it. All right, that's it. Thank you. I appreciate you.